I'm driving without my sunglasses and I'm suffering. Ah. Hey guys, so last night I got to see Wonder Woman and that was a pretty good movie. Definitely one of the best movies I've seen this year, 2017. It had an excellent beginning. Of course, this is a Wonder Woman origin story, so they show her as a child and then show her growth. Like she's a child briefly and then a teen briefly, and then of course we meet her during her adult years. And I gotta say that for an origin story, it had a good pacing to it, in my opinion. Everything that I saw in this movie was pretty relevant. Even the parts where there was no action and there was just talking and talking and talking. It didn't leave me, I don't know a lot about Wonder Woman, but I walked out of the movie understanding understanding her role, why things are the way they are, and why the antagonist is the antagonist. Sometimes with superhero movies, I'm not exactly clear on how things happen, but in this movie, everything is explained or implied. I liked how she used every single weapon in a good way, except for her tiara. I was hoping to see that she would use that. I don't know why I'm obsessed with her using the tiara, but anyway. It's interesting how she behaved the way you would expect for her to behave, which is she's isolated, she had never seen anything else about mankind. Like she doesn't really find out about the news. She doesn't know that, hell, there are even opposites to her species, in this case like men. What I'm trying to say is like an opposite to her but of the same species. And her reaction was pretty realistic and genuine. I actually expected for her to be maybe frightened, but then again, she's an Amazon, she's badass, how can she be frightened? But I'm just speaking from a mere mortal perspective. But I liked how she was just like curious and like, oh, you're what they call a man. I also liked every single fighting sequence. To me, the very first one you see, which is I forgot the name of the island already. But anyway, her paradise, hometown, is discovered and thus it gets raided. So I loved how the Amazons just got together and just fought for each other and everything. I just thought it was great how all of that was portrayed, because you have Diana who's like scared. This is her first battle. She's never seen war before, but here it is, an invasion in her birthplace. And of course, someone meaningful to her dies. We see this coming, because that has to happen in every movie where they say, oh, maybe someday it'll be up to you, or you need to know how to defend yourself because I may not be here to do that. I get it, but I wish that some deaths weren't so predictable. There is so much foreshadowing. And I don't know if I just have a great ability at picking that up. But I mean, I think everybody does that. But for me personally, I just wish I had more movies where the outcome was shocking. So with Wonder Woman, even though it's, a hero movie, you know that she's going to save the day, it's interesting to see how she progresses into like how her behavior evolves and what influences the decisions she makes. She's actually quite a relatable character. As you're finding out about how life, especially politics, go, you're like, oh, why do people complicate things? Why can't everybody just be happy and roll with it? And, why create this unnecessary conflict? So there was emotion present in this movie, but it wasn't the kind that you're like, all right, this is dull and boring. Like I said, I found everything pretty relevant. Of course, the action is there, it's packed. The few times that it happens, it's all that you need. And the only thing that I gotta complain about is too much slow-mo. I'm like, just let the scene progress smoothly. Because it's like every time she was getting ready to do something, it was like, ugh. That's like, I know that's a horrible impression, but it's just, seriously, for me, it's irritating because I like for everything to just come together smoothly and not have that distraction, that interruption. But the choreography of the moves here is awesome. Super awesome. So I cannot believe that superhero movies can be this good, yet they aren't. I don't know if it's the director's fault, the writer's fault, whatever, but I hope that this movie serves as an example of how to base, especially origin stories of superheroes. For instance, Batman versus Superman, which was pretty disappointing last year. I hope that Justice League fixes their stuff because there's a lot of potential there and I want to see it. Well, you guys, that's all that I wanted to say right now. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have you seen the movie? Let me know your thoughts. And I will see you soon.